Tonight on Chronicle, they're using horse sense to give at-risk kids a boost, how equine-assisted learning can improve grades and reduce the dropout rate.
There's plenty of students who don't really learn very well in the classroom environment, and bringing them into the barn helps bring out very successful parts of their personalities.
From feathers and eggs to shells and antlers, her media is wild and free. How Molly McDonald celebrates the art of nature.
Nothing that I use, whether it be the leather, the antler, the eggs, the turtle shells, whatever, it is all recycled. It is a byproduct of we as man.
Plus, Fritz Weatherby's New Hampshire.
It might have been the first Catholic college in Vermont, but for a fat priest. I'll tell you the story.
That's next on Chronicle. Every child is curious and born with a desire to learn, but not all kids learn the same way. There are many who need a different approach to achieve their goals.
That's right. The UpReach Therapeutic Riding Center in Goffstown is a place where at-risk and emotionally challenged students partner with horses to get a boost.
It's called equine-assisted learning, and it's having a tremendous impact, improving grades, reducing the dropout rate, improving critical thinking, and all without actually riding a horse.
Our Cindy Jupp Jones saw the power of horses firsthand.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. I love it. It's the best thing that's ever happened to me.
I wouldn't have dropped out of school if my school offered it. It is one of those things that has kids involved.
Challenges kids to push themselves past their comfort zones. It helps them to figure out that they can do things that they didn't think they could do.
UpReach Therapeutic Riding Center is a nonprofit organization, and our mission is to serve children and adults with disabilities. The current programs that we run are therapeutic riding program, a driving program, such as someone sits in a cart and a horse pulls the cart, and the participant drives the horse. And then we also have the HOPE program, which is an equine-assisted learning program. Your teammates are going to give you verbal direction about how to get to them. So you need to trust your horse, and you need to trust your other teammates to get you to them safely. The equine-assisted learning program serves youth in grades 6 through 9, although we have worked with students that are above that grade level, and the target population for that is at-risk youth. A lot of the kids that come here come from broken homes. They have been unsuccessful in a traditional school. They have been fortunate enough to be able to come and participate in this program to try and help them through some of their life struggles. Our goal is to reduce truancy and dropout rates.
These kids do have many challenges. Many of them don't feel so good about themselves. In and out of multiple placements. Coming here and accomplishing something like this and having support from people that do this every day makes them feel good about themselves, increases their self-esteem. It makes them feel like if they can do this, then maybe they can do the next challenge that comes.
The whole learning model that we're using involves academics, life skills, and developmental assets. And the really cool thing about the program is all that happens with the horse as our partner. Each lesson involves a classroom piece where we talk about a certain topic of the day. Example, today we're going to be talking about trust and how that topic ties into all of our lives every day, and how that also ties into life with cowboys. Because our curriculum involves the culture and the way that cowboys lived back in the 1800s.
I like working with the horses. And I also like this group because I learned a lot of stuff that I never really learned about, especially about cowboys, cowgirls.
So if you make a promise, you need to make sure that it's a promise you can keep. Because otherwise, do you think you'd have someone's trust? Right. We're going to do a horse activity that revolves around trust today. I have Colin, I have Breezy, I have Jilly, and I have Lila. And those are the 4 horses we're going to groom. We're only going to use one for our horse activity, okay? But if you guys can brush all those horses, it would be great.
This is Jilly. She's very easy to clean, stubborn when she wants to be. Good horse. She's very curious about new people and new items. She loves being around people.
In the equine assisted learning program, it's all done unmounted. So none of the students ever get on the back of a horse, but they do all their learning from the ground.
Stop. And turn left. And turn left.
The program serves all sorts of different learners. We have lots of hands-on work for that kinesthetic learner, as well as classroom time for audio and visual learners. So, it really serves everybody, and it's very out of the box. There's plenty of students who don't really learn very well in the classroom environment, and bringing them into the barn helps bring out very successful parts of their personalities.
I feel like they like me, and I don't know, I just get really along. I want to be an animal cop when I grow up, so I can rescue the animals.
Our goal is to find what students are successful in and partner with the horse. The horse is really the one that teaches the students about trust and about honesty and about punctuality.
I learn a lot of things, like how much they trust you, your body language. If you feel sad, they're gonna feel sad.
We've seen a lot of growth and change in the students that do come and have the opportunity to work with the horses in this setting, so it's really cool.
I get made fun of a lot in school and picked on, so this helps me learn how to deal with it, because in the classroom, we have to learn to respect each other and do the code of honor is what we had on that little whiteboard, which is not use foul language, which I used to do a lot. I'm trying to do it no more because I find it really disrespectful.
We see changes here, but it needs to be able to carry outside of the barn. We see them working much more as a team. We see them gaining in self-confidence and self-esteem. The horses are really the magical part of the equation. You can't duplicate the barn smells or sounds or the horse's movement anywhere else. And horses very much mirror what we're thinking and feeling inside. It's really neat to see how people who can't interact with humans can interact in such a special way with our horses.
They share your emotions. They're great with honesty. They can tell when you're lying to them.
There's some kids that came in and they were scared to death of horses, never been around horses in their whole life, and now you see that they're leading them, they're petting them, they're lifting their feet to clean them, things that they probably never thought they'd do. So they've come a long way. They've shown a lot of bravery.
Coming up, Fat Chance.
Coming up next.
It was not something that I say I called upon. I almost feel like it called upon me.
This is a double message. From Bill Lewis to wife Betty, and from Betty Lewis to husband Bill. Seems these two wanted to surprise each other. Betty Bill says thank you for making your 49 years together one continuous date. Bill, Betty wants you to know she loves you and can't wait for 49 more. Happy anniversary, kids. You are obviously doing something right. Hey, if you've got a shout out you'd like to give someone special, go to WMUR.com/Chronicle and send it our way. It's a gift like no other, and you can't beat the price.
Up next, Nature's Art.
Artistic inspiration can come from a myriad of sources and can be expressed in even more ways. Some use paint and canvas to make paintings and clay or glaze to make pottery. But for Molly McDonald of New London, nature is her art. Literally, her studio is an overflowing medley of objects all rooted in the natural world. Her media runs from mosses and foliage to antlers and turtle shells. See how she captures the art of nature.
I'm fascinated with color and texture and the way things variegate in time, the way things age, the way light falls on things. I think my work works because I trust in it. You know, I have no training as of, 3 here, 4 here, this should not go with here, color concepts, all of that. I just play, I throw it all together. And I think my own comfort level with that is what makes it work. Whether I'm putting feathers next to a rose or a quail egg on top of something where it would just, you'd never see it,
I'm always looking for new places and new ideas and new things to be inspired by, and I was inspired by the outside and the name of the store, and I wasn't disappointed when I walked in. I love it, it's powerful, everything is so organic.
I think I was connected at an early age. I grew up climbing trees and skinning my knees and walking up the brook and bringing home the bullfrog and the jack-in-the-pulpits that I was never allowed to pick, but I would peek inside each one, the trillium. I knew it then. It was not something that I called upon. I almost feel like it called upon me.
That's the
Sarracenia, the pitcher plant.
Okay.
The greenhouse grown down in the Carolinas.
Okay, well, the contrast with this hydrangea is really great.
The color of the hydrangea is gorgeous.
Yeah, it is.
Nice
It's
blueberry.
Deep blue.
If you went out into the woods and you gathered all these things up and you tried to do it, it wouldn't come out the same way because it's her personality that is in each piece.
I'm very much a believer in recycling. I grew up on a small farm where my father raised animals to feed the family. And we learned very early on about life and death. Nothing that I use, whether it be the leather, the antler, the eggs, the turtle shells, whatever, it is all recycled. It is a byproduct of we, as man, have choose to eat, choose to live upon. To me, it's almost honoring the animal, honoring the spirit of the creature that sacrificed its life for food. And it's beautiful. I mean, and even going back in time and using a lot of the Victorian period, they used so many feathers in their work, and Native Americans where they worshiped the animal and they used the entire being from the bones, the bladder, the brains to tan the hide. It's all right there. It's all the magic of the creature. And I've fortunately been able to have the foresight to turn it into fun, innovative pieces of art.
Oh, perfect.
This is it.
It is it.
This is it. It fits.
They want something that others don't have, whether it be one of my top hats. It becomes a piece of art. It's a one-of-a-kind, piece of art that their friends don't have, And fortunately now I'm getting to the point of where they say I have a Molly McDonald, which is wonderful.
Every designer today is trying to bring the outside in, and this is perfect for that. For my line of work, I love that it's diverse, that you can decorate a small cottage, you can picture her things in a gorgeous entryway of a New England inn. It's a designer's paradise if you want something original, something from nature, something that not everyone can have.
Working on a preserved wreath with a wasp nest as the focal point. I've taken it apart, and so we just show the center of it. And I'm just adding preserved myrtle leaves right now, just to give it some dimension. I like to recreate what one might find out in the natural world if you're walking in the woods and there's a piece of wood with a little turtle shell on it and pitcher plants growing around it. So I like to take that image and recreate it in a preserved, permanent piece. I also work with antlers and do a lot of Adirondack rustic look, very bold, from antler lamps to chandeliers to table lamps. I make all my own shades out of buckskin leather, make my own lacing, which I lace them with. We are looking at an elk antler floor lamp. All the elks are natural sheds. I purchased them from a company out in Idaho. And what I have done here is created a floor lamp out of a technique of drilling, grinding away the antler with a Dremel tool so that the cord is actually embedded within the antler. A lot of people ask when it is complete where the wiring is, and that is my technique. I always say it's an old Indian trick. I'm a constant educator for my public, for my clients, my customer base. Some people who come into the shop will look around and be very fascinated, and then the questions start. And fortunately, I can back them and educate them. There are so many people that don't even know that antlers fall off, that these animals shed these antlers. People can handle the antlers, the black bear fur, the rabbit, everything that they're familiar with, that they have consumed or know people who do consume and use. But then they see the turtle shells and the eyebrows go up. Where did you get this? But they don't realize that in other areas of this world, they live off what is available to them. And man has forever used nature for life. It is part of the cycle. So with honor, respect, I hope my work will foster that respect. I think it definitely has opened eyes. You know, people come in here and they're amazed at what they see, the wasp nest, the deer antler, and oh my God, you have a birch tree in here, and I think it's all right outside your door. Go, participate in it, you know, revel in it. It's marvelous, it's healing, it's healing, it's healing. I think we've become a very stressful world because we've forgotten where the peace lies.
Up next, Fritz and the Catholic College.
light in the window for me.
Once upon a time, some people from New Hampshire and Vermont attempted to create a Roman Catholic church near the summit of Mount Ascutney. The school was to be the Catholic answer to Dartmouth, and the plans were to have the curriculum as difficult as and as complete as that of Dartmouth. And but for a fat priest, the college might be here to this very day. A little background. The oldest Catholic church in New Hampshire is in Claremont, and it was founded by an Episcopal minister. Yeah, you heard me right. The minister was the Reverend Daniel Barber, who with his son Virgil converted to Roman Catholicism in 1818, and they took with them to their new Catholic church much of their former Episcopal congregation. The new church was and still is just down and across the street from the original Episcopal church. Now Virgil, that is the son, studied to be and became a Jesuit priest, and in 1823 he came back here to New Hampshire and founded the first Catholic boys' school in New England. The school was a great success. It was held in Father Virgil's father's rectory, and it had 50 students. The devil made me say that, by the way. The school lasted 2 years, and that was because Father Virgil had climbed Mount Ascutney and had an inspiration from God to expand his school into a college and build it high up on the hill there. And he preached this to his flock and to the citizens of Windsor, right there, who were all in accord with his vision. And it looked like it was a done deal until the representative of the Boston diocese, one Bishop Benedict Fenwick, arrived to view the plans. Now, Bishop Fenwick was a portly man, the Cornish town history tells us. The long trip up Ascutney Mountain about killed a man and infuriated him as well, and out of breath and bright red up at the site, he called Father Virgil's plans preposterous, and that was the end of it. Bishop Fenwick went back to Boston and Father Virgil to his flock. And by the way, the original academy in Claremont was never reopened.
So here we are in the TAC room of the UpReach Therapeutic Riding Center, and it really is a beautiful place. We've got a mural behind us, very welcoming to kids. We've got beautiful saddles.
The fresh smell of leather is everywhere, but I can't figure out how this would actually fit.
Here, turn around. I'll help you put it on.
No, not on me. Have a great night tonight, everybody.
Good night.
It's a little small.